quiero la noche de amor. Dame tu mundo, dame tu mundo para mí. Quiero una noche, quiero una noche de pasión. Oh, mi vida consentida, quiero quiero la noche de amor. Dame tu mundo, dame tu mundo para mí. Quiero una noche, quiero una noche de pasión. Oh, mi vida consentida, quiero quiero la noche de amor. Dame tu mundo, dame tu mundo para mí. Quiero una noche, quiero una noche de pasión. Oh, mi vida consentida, quiero
Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
Oh, I got our girl there. Hang on.
That was an appropriate sound effect.
Lady. Man. W a pleasure. Good evening.
Good evening. Wow, it looks like you are in a luxury
Undisclosed location.
Luxury retreat. Resort retreat.
Yes. Soon I will get the masseur and the cucumbers on my eyelids.
The masseur.
Masseur. Until then, I have Tyson chicken fingers.
I was going to say, what are you chowing on tonight? Tyson chicken fingers. We had burritos.
Lucky.
Yep. Well, they come. Are you a Costco member or no?
I'm not. I should be with the sheer volume of humans I made.
Right. They have, because there's this. Hey, Mark, what kind of burritos are those? What's the name brand? Good or something like that?
Oh,
good.
Probably,
it's good.
Okay.
What? Real good chicken burritos.
Oh, they weren't good. They're real good. That's what you're telling me. All right.
And they are. 15
right.
grams, 16 grams of protein in each one.
Really?
Oh, how much? No, shut up.
Margot just upped it, right, didn't she?
She had 37 grams of protein. Then Margot made her famous homemade protein-infused ice cream for dessert. It's like
What's
soft
all
serve.
the protein you got going on over there? What are you you gonna go out on the town later? What's going on?
I'm afraid Dr. Ben's going to show up as an uninvited guest. You got to have
Well,
plenty
he
of
will
protein.
at 8:00, everybody.
Well, he'll be invited to that.
Well,
So-
sell your wares while I finish these 2 chicken fingers, okay?
Sell my wares. Okay,
Yeah.
you finish up because today is.
We're getting there.
You don't know what today is, do you? It is National Constitution Day. Did you know that?
National
No, don't talk
Constitution-
with food in your mouth. Just shake your head, yes or no.
Ah,
You did not know. You liar.
I knew.
Good, because I've got a Constitution quiz for you.
All right. Oh, great. Well, goodbye, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.
But first, I want to talk about. Well, no, we should talk about Mr. Bob's because Patty was there
Yeah.
on Saturday, and AJ was there. We're going to talk to that.
Oh, got it.
Brewers, little sports. Brewers won last night, and their magic number is down to 2. They could clinch tonight. They could clinch tonight.
I noticed they had a playoff rally scheduled now at AmFam Field. They're going to do not a rally, like a pep rally type of thing.
Okay.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's serious if they're scheduling a pep rally, because if they bomb it at this point, they're not going to do a pep rally.
Well, no. The thing is now they want to beat the Phillies and the Dodgers and get out of that first round playoff thing like they had to do last year.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. And
Absolutely.
But the Brewers feel better than last year. Last year they were just kind of treading water as they kind
Well, they were
slunk into
tired.
it.
They were tired lads.
I'm tired. Tell me about the Brewers being tired. Yes, they have the Phillies again tonight for the second of 3. And they have unfortunately for the Brewers, they have their ace going, and the Phillies are up 1-0 in the top of the second. That's not insurmountable. No. But the boys are doing well. I'm happy for them. And I think it's the whole thing is around that they finally have an Irishman as the manager. That's it.
Is that what it took? Oh, we could have done that a long time ago.
You'd think so,
man.
But
That'll be O'Gill.
They wouldn't hire the Irish on Blazing Saddles.
No, that's the one thing. No, we can handle all the other stuff, but we can't handle the Irish.
Are you going to say the other stuff or no?
I'm not going to say the other stuff. We continue to be.
They are.
Yeah.
Did you see the big news that they are re-released 50 years since Blazing Saddles has been out?
Well, that's shocking enough, but I am blown away that the Marcus theaters and various other theaters across this great land of ours are going to play it in the multiplexes. I'm like, do you know? I have a feeling maybe people who scheduled this maybe haven't seen it.
Of course not.
I know, because these young kids are like, oh, I heard good things from my granddad.
Yeah,
about
they
this movie.
farted around the campfire.
Yeah, they have flatulence. I'm like, I'm waiting for someone to go dashing into the office the next day and say, did you know the N-word is in this movie?
No.
What? Who
that's a silent movie. No.
Yeah, right,
That's a different N-word. What are you drinking? Are you drinking?
Oh, yeah.
What are you drinking? Oh, good for you.
It's delicious.
Yes,
I didn't have much of it this year. I can't feel bad. I was like, man, I'm missing my shandy. Although Leinenkugels, to their credit, they used to have to wait like maybe a whole 7 or 8 months between. It runs all the way to like February, and they bring it back in April.
No, it runs all year.
Oh, is it year round now?
Yes.
Okay.
It saved them.
Did it?
Yes.
I don't know the lore.
It righted the Leinenkugel ship.
Educate me.
Their sales were going down. They didn't know what to do, but they did what if you're in the Queen Mary and it's going down, don't just sit there. Start screwing on with some knobs or something.
Don't just sit there. Put out the shandy.
So they put some shit to some. Said, "Hey, you got lemonade in my beer. You got beer in my lemonade.
It's delicious."
So it is their biggest seller.
Is it really?
By far, yeah, by far. Not even close.
I love the stuff because it actually goes down very smoothly, and this is like the ultimate like after cutting the lawn beer. I mean, you find me a
cut
better
your lawn?
Nope, but I will one day.
In other beer news, since everybody is, the value meals are back up. McDonald's got a $5 one again.
That's weird. That feels very 1990s to me.
Well, it's the we're cheap. No, we're cheap. They Molson is bringing back Miller High Life Light in response to they had
yeah, I remember that stuff.
it had a blue label.
It's
blue and white.
It's not Miller Light. It's Miller High Life Light.
Exactly.
Because Miller Light's ubiquitous,
Yes, and it's more expensive. And the Miller High Life Light is in response to everybody trying to cut costs where they can. So they're bringing that back. What do you think of that?
Well, there's one thing America's predicated on is cheap trash.
Cheap beer.
Yeah.
Cheap beer never hurts.
I'm all for it.
All right. So you knew it was Constitution Day.
It came up on my Microsoft Outlook today for some reason.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right.
No.
Immigrants seeking to. I got this out of the Daily Valet today, which is really a fun read.
Immigrants? Oh, we don't like those, remember?
I know.
We're not a big fan.
No, okay. We haven't even gotten to the part yet. This guy, so settle down there. Settle down there, JD Jr.
I heard all about them immigrants. This guy here's an immigrant.
8 lucky ladies. Oh my God, where did you dig that up?
You don't want to know.
Oh, you're right.
If I tell you, you'll get a different second banana.
Immigrants seeking to become U.S. citizens have to show a working knowledge of the nation's history and how the federal government functions, and they don't get multiple choices. So,
cruel.
Could you pass, Bulldog, a dumbed down citizenship test?
Oh no!
10 questions. You get multiple choice though. Let's find out.
No, you're gonna deport me.
I wouldn't import you. You're too important already.
Absolutely.
All right. Number 1. When was the Declaration of Independence adopted?
A.
No. July 4th, 1775. B. Christmas, 1782. C. July 4th, 1776. D. October 19th, 1781.
We're going to go with August 2nd, 1776.
You mean July 4th?
Okay.
Since August 2nd was... But listen to this.
The
printed copies distributed to state delegations. It was on the 4th of July. And originally bore 2 signatures, those of Congress President John Hancock and Secretary Charles Thompson.
Oh, see, I told you this was rigged. Not the test, but
the parchment. Well, everything's rigged.
It's all rigged.
The parchment copy most Americans know and revere wasn't engrossed until the following month, and some delegates never signed it. So there. It was July 4th. 17th.
Drain the swamp.
All right. Number 2.
Yes.
You're doing so well.
Thank you.
What do the stripes on the U.S. flag stand for? A. They harken back to the British flag. B. The original 13 colonies. C. The bloodshed in the American Revolution. D. My favorite. No one knows for sure.
I'm going to go with D because it's your favorite. Hey, it's your name on the masthead here.
The original 13 colonies.
Of course.
And actually, the 7 red stripes represent valor and hardiness, and the 6 white stripes stand for purity and innocence. That's where I was.
Those stripes stand for the prison uniforms of all the people I'm going to jail. No, go ahead.
3. How many amendments make up the Bill of Rights? A. 5. B. 20. C. 13. D. 10.
Can I have C again?
13.
Let's do 13.
D. 10.
I was so close.
You ain't getting into this country, buddy. I can tell you that. 4.
Well, I'm in Saukville, so I'm not in already.
Name one right guaranteed by the First Amendment. A. The right to bear arms. B. Freedom of assembly. C.
What happened to C?
Name one right. Hang on.
Wait a minute.
No wonder. C, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And D, the right to privacy. So I didn't do them. Let me do them a little better for you.
Yeah, please.
A, the right to bear arms. B, freedom of assembly. C, right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Or D, the right to privacy. And the answer is name one right guaranteed One question is by the First Amendment.
Ooh, see, that's a big one. I feel like Marty Fife. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to say freedom of assembly.
It is B. You're right. Freedom of assembly. Madison's initial draft of the First Amendment did not include freedom of worship. It read that people shall not be deprived or abridged of the right to speak, to write, or to publish their settlements, and the freedom of the press, blah, 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 but did not say about freedom of assembly.
Well, okay. Well,
okay, now you got one right. Way to go. You're at 25%.
Well, what's sad is I missed one already, so I'm not getting in either way.
How many members, are you kidding? You're in the top 40% so far.
Oh, okay.
How many members are there in the House of Representatives?
Ooh.
A, 435, B, 438, C, 450, D, it fluctuates.
It fluctuates, huh? That's one of the.
That was a great answer. That was Warren Buffett's best answer ever. They said, "Can you predict what's going to happen with the market?" He said, He said, "Certainly.
Oh.
It will fluctuate.
It will fluctuate. Yes, absolutely. 435.
Yeah, you got it. You're on a hot streak. You better keep those summer shandies going."
I blame the shandy.
6. Which of these is not, I repeat, not a requirement to be president of the United States?
Oh, yes. Here we go.
A, must be a natural born citizen. B, must be at least 35 years old. C, must have lived at least 14 years in the U.S. D, must own property in the U.S.
Oh, that's got to be D.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got it. Yep. All right. These are getting easier now.
They are.
7. How long do senators serve? They should have been a little more specific. They should, prison.
It fluctuates.
Yes, it fluctuates. It fluctuates with the crime.
And you do the time.
That's right. How long do senators serve? A, 4 years. B, 2 years. C, 8 years. D, 6 years.
2 years.
Are you out of your mind? Said it. 6 years.
I know.
The House is 2 years. You know what it was. 8.
Wishful thinking.
How many full terms can a president serve? A.
It's 2.
Unlimited. It was B. No.
It
was 2.
Yeah.
9. Which branch of the federal government controls spending? A. Executive. B. Legislative. C. Judiciary. D. The IRS.
That would be the legislative branch, of course.
I know, but see, I said to Margot, that's not right because none of them do.
Listen to the old man yelling at clouds. None of
them control spending.
My money.
All right, this is a good one to end on.
Okay, that's good because we've lost every single audience member we possibly could have had tonight.
Well, it's National Constitution
Day. By boring the hell out of them with
the last one.
With civics. I can't believe we did
civics is a very popular subject.
Yeah,
10. What are the first words of the preamble to the United States Constitution? The preamble. A, we hold these truths to be self-evident. B, 77 years ago.
Oh boy.
C, we the people. D, when in the course of human events.
We the people.
Yep, you got it.
I only know that because of Schoolhouse Rock.
Well, you knew it. See, I love Schoolhouse Rock.
Oh, who wouldn't love Schoolhouse Rock? My God.
My God.
Traitors wouldn't like. And you know what we do with traitors?
Nothing.
No, that's true. We don't do a goddamn thing, do we?
No.
Well, we should, damn it.
Yes, we should.
Anyway, what's going on in your life?
Well, not much. Well, tomorrow night, AJ and I are having a show. He's not going to be on tonight. He had that thing at Concordia today.
Oh, sure.
It was a PT thing. It was like it wasn't a PT thing. It was like a study. So he had qualified for it, and I think it took him out. It took it out of him by the sound of things. So,
well, yeah, we're talking physical therapy. So, I mean, that's PT. If that's what you're talking about, those are the initials you're using. Yeah, that'll take it out of you. Absolutely.
Yeah. So he won't be on tonight. He'll be on tomorrow. We're going to be on at 5, special time for the Mafia tomorrow.
All right.
AJ I made sure and mentioned him in the big speech at Mr. Bob's on Saturday.
He was there, right?
Yeah, he was there, and so
Very
was
nice.
so was the Italian Scorpion.
Yeah.
And
Well, let's talk about Mr. Bob's the gala.
yeah,
What
it was
what was it like? How'd it go? Give me the details, man.
it was great. It was a sold out event. It was at the Ozaki Nonprofit Center.
Yeah.
Mr. Bob was. It's the first time I've known Mr. Bob over 30 years.
That's amazing.
It is amazing, and it's the first time I've ever seen him without a baseball hat on, ever.
Oh wow, you mean he's got like a scalp?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'd never seen it. I couldn't prove it by me.
I know. You got to go. You got to go online and check out the photos.
Yeah.
He was on fire. He was a little worked up, a little nervous at first, but
Sure.
that's the whole thing. A lot of great people sponsored it.
Cool.
There was an online auction,
Nice.
all kinds of booze and fitness and jewelry stuff. It was really something. It was
Very
great.
cool.
Very
You were the
nice.
MC.
I was the MC. And
Did you MC with the best of them?
better?
Oh.
You asked.
Wasn't the answer.
I was the MC. We had a wonderful dinner catered by the Distillery of Grafton.
Oh, nice. I've been
was
meaning to
great.
go there, and I have yet. I should.
Listen to this, what they had. Sweet chili cauliflower. These are appetizers. Sweet chili
that sounds
cauliflower.
good already.
Chicken meatballs with mushroom brandy sauce. Or crab cakes with chipotle remoulade. Entrees. Rosemary and garlic crusted bone-in pork chop. Beef tenderloin medallions with burgundy wine sauce.
Oh, I love the medallions.
Distillery chicken dinner salad. And then the sides, garlic roasted vegetable medley. It was fantastic. Loaded mashed potatoes, I successfully stayed away from. 6 cheese truffle mac and cheese. And dinner rolls. And then they had huge Mr. Bob's cakes, which AJ said we knocked it out of the park.
Nice.
The cakes were awesome. But
knowing AJ, he probably skipped all that dinner, went right for the cake.
I don't think the boss let him. I think he would have. I think he would have if he could have gotten away with it. And he was full of it because he had that basketball camp earlier in the day, so it was a great day for AJ.
Nice.
But
great.
a lot of people and a lot of money raised for Mr. Bob's, which is the important thing.
Are they going to do this yearly? In theory,
I don't know. We'll see. I haven't.
Obviously, it's a success. So I mean,
it sounds like it. You know, I once they figure out, I think it takes them a while to figure out. Okay, how much money do we actually put into this thing?
Right.
How much do we get out of it?
Absolutely.
But it certainly felt like a success. It was great. Yeah. It was really nice. A lot of nice people. You know, and so many people give so much of their time. Like Dave and Leslie Filer, they're the co-executive directors. It's completely volunteer.
Yeah.
You know, and they did an outreach in the morning, and then they have that thing at night.
Oh, that's a full day. That's a full day.
Bigger than a full day. So, crazy good people. You know,
and they're doing probably another outreach this Saturday, I would think.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Every Saturday, and they need help. Still need help on Mondays and Thursdays, doing the sorting at the Ozaki Nonprofit Center in Grafton, which is where they had this. They have a nice meeting room in there that they had where they had the event. And Saturday mornings, 7:45 a.m. at Kosciuszko Park in Milwaukee for the outreach. So if you can give your time, if you can give a few bucks, if you can drop off items, the items are listed at MrBobsUnderTheBridge.org. It is, to say it's worth it is an understatement. So it's just
I'm having a hell of a time tonight getting over the fact that with the lighting and the angle of my camera tonight that I really look like Princess Leia.
You do, and
it's pissing me off.
You know what? You know what's scary?
What's that?
I tied into my message a Star Wars. I had a Star Wars theme.
Yes.
Speaking of, talk about
segues or serendipity.
Yeah, it was great. I said, there's Luke Skywalker did the hero's journey.
Sure.
And in our case, we had little Bobby Bridgewalker. So
Yeah, right. Brought the house down, didn't you? You're up there slapping your knee, and everyone's like, "Can we get back to the medallions?"
they had to come and get me off the floor. I fell over. I was laughing. And then
this Jack is having fun.
Mrs. Sue, I said she was like the wise mentor. She was
Sure.
Bobby Sue Kenobi.
Oh,
And,
Lord. Oh, Lord.
And the best one, Bulldog, the best one that just made him groan. It was great. I said in 2012, they became a 501c3 PO.
Oh, no. I'm a man. You know, somewhere in the crowd, someone leaned over to someone else and said,
"What is this guy?"
I mean, do you know who this guy is?
Oh, it was just it was fabulous. Those poor guys from Comedy Sports had hell they couldn't overcome.
Oh,
the warm-up act stole the show.
I understand. Absolutely.
Beat C-3PO.
Oh, man.
You go ahead.
Jack Henke.
Oh, now that is a compliment. Take that.
I'll give you $1.32 for it. All right. How were the Comedy Sports folk? How'd they do that night?
Excellent.
Good?
You know, it's amazing what those people can do. And I mean, like those people, like your people or my people, or just the comedy sports people, how much they can retain, remember, because these skits build on stuff. There were three of them, and then they got audience participation. It was great because Mr.
It's like
Bob
improv. Is it like improv? Okay,
it's not. It is.
It's like whose line is it anyway type stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But they were really good.
Nice.
And then there was a silent auction, and there was a little bit of a live auction. Some of the items auctioned off at the end were a ride with Mr. Bob down to down to the outreach.
Okay.
In the truck pulling the mobile shower trailer.
Right on.
And then another one was dinner for 8 with Mr. Bob.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And good stuff. And then the distillery came up with this huge basket of stuff that had all these liquor glasses and liquor and
very nice,
all kinds of stuff in it. Okay. And it was just great.
Fantastic.
It was good. Yeah. We'll have to see what Patty was there, Mr.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So the wonderful couple was there.
The Wonderfuls.
Yeah, the Wonderfuls.
The Cedarburg Wonderfuls. All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very good.
Programming note for the library. I got to sneak something in. Tomorrow is Cinema Club. We are doing kind of an epic. We're doing There Will Be Blood tomorrow night. There will be blood tomorrow night in the Cedarburg Community Room.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty good.
It's great. Looking forward to it. Beautiful movie. Beautifully shot. And says a lot about how we live here as Americans. We cover the capitalism and religion, and bringing it all together in one big mishmash.
Daniel Day-Lewis has gotten Best Actor twice for Americans with accents.
Yeah,
you think of it.
Yeah,
you never know.
True.
The only, who John Mahoney.
Yes,
it's hard to believe he was British.
John Mahoney on Frasier.
Yeah,
no, he was not British. Not a chance.
Oh yeah. Yep.
No way.
Yep. He was. Yes.
That's crazy.
Look it up. You are. He was in Moonstruck as well. The world's best.
Yeah, I know him from a lot of Coen Brothers movies. He did. He was in Barton Fink, and he played a Southerner. And
did he?
My God, you're right. Well, he was born in Blackpool, Lancashire.
Okay.
It seems to me like he spent enough time in America that he.
It doesn't
probably
matter.
Didn't have. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it mattered to somebody, but.
No, I mean, there are people who live other places their whole life and never acquire the.
Right. I mean, so I've watched ample interviews with him, and he doesn't have an accent that is from across the way, but because he actually spent most of his time in Chicago. He was actually part of the Chicago theater scene. So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Scooped
you on a movie thing. That's pretty good.
I don't keep track of actors. Actors are cattle. My God, go back to your trailer and shoot up. I'll see you see you in a half hour for your scene.
Because everybody comes to the theater for the director
That's right, the director and the writer. Oh my
and the
God.
writer. Boy, you need
Actors. Do you ever have lunch with an actor? Oh my God, it's the most horrifying thing.
Oh, I just had dinner with one.
Did you?
My daughter. She's a bad actor.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So CNA Club, is that the second Wednesday of every month then?
That is the third.
Third.
Yeah.
So Writers is on the first Wednesday.
Yep. Very true.
And okay.
Yeah.
Good.
But yeah, no, it'll be a good one tomorrow night. So it's long. We haven't done an epic for a while. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. So yeah, we'll be
what time you starting? 5?
7 p.m.
You can't do that. You can't stay in the library after hours.
Oh, I do it all the time. It's awesome. You should see what goes on after hours, mister.
I don't want to. In the CNA Club. How many people are you expecting tomorrow? What's the over under?
Well, you know, we crest around we plateau around 8 to 10. 8 to 10. It's Cedarburg. That's like 50% of the population. Believe me, I wouldn't want a crowd. It wouldn't go well.
No. Do you still provide free popcorn?
I do.
And everybody can bring in their own flask?
They can bring in their own whatever they like and don't tell me what's in that thermos.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Those aren't gumdrops.
None of my business. None of my business.
When is the Cedarburg Reads thing kicking off, dude?
It is covered. It's going on through most of the month of October, and yeah, it's kind of underway because you can come on down and get a copy of the book "Death in the Dark Woods" by Annalise Ryan, and you should because it's actually a really good book.
Is it?
I liked it. It's fun. It's book 2 of a kind of cozy mystery type of thing about people who are somebody who is interested in cryptids, that whole Bigfoot, strange creature,
So is it a fantasy thing?
No. Well, no. I mean, it's kind of more of a murder mystery.
Not erotic.
Well, wouldn't that be a good idea for Cedarburg to have? Yeah, Cedarburg reads erotic fiction. What a good idea.
It actually wouldn't hurt.
That'll get people out of their houses.
That's right.
That'll peel them away from their televisions for a few minutes.
This is as good as Skinamax.
Yeah, that scene, I was better in my head than it was on the screen. Let me tell you,
it was better in my head. That's scary. If anything's better than that noggin.
Very busy up in there.
Extremely. Some might even say chaotic if they didn't know better. Or even if they did.
I'm getting signals from space. Hang on, let me consult.
8 lucky ladies.
Breakfast with Mr. Spock. I wonder if any of those ladies would be like, Mr. Who? What's wrong with his ears? So there we go. Well, we are at the 7:30 hour.
Making Patty drink.
Speaking
of flasks.
Oh boy, and we are blessed and great to be graced with the Grace, Princess Grace Kelly, our Grace Kelly. I'm not sure how much more I could use the word Grace, so I'll just bring her in. It's Patty Grace Gallun-Hansen. How are you?
You know that I heard that Grace Kelly was quite a slut. Actually.
What? What are you doing?
No, she's still alive. You got her number? You got her number? Oh, you can make $50 quickly.
Dead, Jack. I don't know.
She's not dead. It's in Hollywood. She's not dead. She's simply unavailable.
She's a stiff.
Oh boy,
frigid
lady.
Along those lines, I was reading that Did you know? I read this article before I came on, and I was like, I can't believe this is true, but it currently is true. That in Chinese weddings, they send a good luck woman home with the couple to make sure everything's going right.
Wow,
Really?
a good luck woman.
Really?
That's what they call her.
That's what it said.
Come on, for real?
The good luck woman. Look it up. I don't know.
You know, if you're really rich, they'll send you 2 good luck women. Wow.
Or if you're just a big boy with a big appetite.
My goodness.
Hungry for Chinese?
Oh, Lord. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable.
You are headed for hell. Oh,
I didn't need a sign.
Well, my goodness. So, Patty, what's new in your life, love late?
What's going on?
Not a whole lot.
No?
I fell for a stupid spammer today, and that makes me so mad.
Patty, what are you doing? You should call me first.
I tell everybody. I tell Michael. I tell my sister. Don't click on anything in an email. And
Guess who clicked on something in an email?
Why?
Well, so what now? Where are you at in this process?
Social security number and everything. It just made me.
Oh, no.
Oh, Patty, no.
Yeah, so I changed my passwords, but then Katie, Michael's oldest daughter, said, "Well, that's good, but if they got one of those key trackers that they know which your password is changing, then that's no good." So I'm like, "Oh, screw it."
Oh boy.
So what do you do then?
I bought the bullet and I paid $300 for Experian for a year.
Oh.
I don't know what else I could do.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a bad spot.
it is.
And it ain't even funny.
No, it's not. So
we get these people at the library all the time, and they're panicked beyond where. I mean, they need to use our computers because either their computer gets locked down by these dirty dogs, or they can't, and so they're like, I have to do banking, I have to transfer money here, I got, and it's just the panic that's in their eyes. They come in the library, and sadly, traditionally, they are definitely years wise a little bit aged, and so. It's sad. And there's only so much we can do at the library. I mean, we can help them to a point.
And I was so stupid about. I mean, because like I say, I tell Michael, don't
Patty,
on anything.
Nothing you can do about that now. I heard a great line. How many times are you going to pay for your mistake?
Yeah.
Quit making yourself pay for it. I mean, it was a mistake. You made it. It's over. It's
Right.
As long as you cover your tracks and do it preventively for the future. I mean, I know it's a terrible feeling. It's like the old days losing your wallet. You get out and you, where's my wallet?
Right.
Same kind of thing. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
All right, so Patty, you're obviously kicking yourself over this. I'm going to give you the last bit of judgment.
Okay.
Dorothy here. She's the final word on judgment over this, and now you are free. If you need her again, you just let me know and she'll show up. But I'm just saying,
you got to change your name because Dorothy and Patty's were.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, she came up and she was labeled as such. So,
I was like, oh God.
No.
Thanks, Bulldog.
Yo, your mother. No, your mother.
Making everybody feel better as usual. You've got the light touch of an anvil.
Eunice. Her name is Eunice.
Eunice works.
I saw another article today that I read about how physicists have decided there really isn't death, and I tried to read the article, but it was like way over my head. So it's about how perception and atoms and
Oh, sure.
if the atoms disappear, they're still there, but we just can't see it because of the perception.
It's all that dark matter or whatever they call it.
And
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
You know who else believed that was Dr. Frankenstein?
Yeah.
There is no death.
Frankenstein.
I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Yes. So, Patty, you were at Mr. Bob's big soiree. What was your impressions of it? And I know you don't do impressions. You're a jeweler, but give it a shot.
Well, Jack was an awesome MC. Between Jack and the comedy sports team, it was a lot of fun, a lot of laughter. They kept the crowd engaged and laughing and happy. So good job, Jack.
Yeah, thank you. And it was a good idea not to do the usual
I
entertainment for
agree.
one of those things. Yeah,
I,
and Mr. Bob himself was really funny
yes,
and touching. He hit all the emotions, man. He was on fire.
I got to tell you, I left there and we're driving home, and I looked at Michael and I said, I feel horrible. And he said, why? I said, I just feel like such a rotten human being. I mean, Bob is doing so many great things with his life and helping these people.
Be nice to yourself. You're a good person.
Oh, Michael goes, well, everybody's good at something. I'm like,
Wait till we get home.
At which time Michael put the pedal to the metal and was driving 85 miles an hour up.
I was thinking maybe they were off to the submarine races. I thought. Repent, woman, repent.
Oh my!
It was a great event. It was a great event.
Very nice, very nice.
I got to see Patty Flowers. I hadn't seen Patty Flowers in a zillion and 1 years, and she had lost a lot of weight. And she looks fabulous, and she gives the best hugs ever. She's such a good hugger. And Margot, I hadn't seen Margot in a bazillion years.
Margot said, "Patty looks great. She's ripped."
Well,
Patty had sleeveless on. She was showing off the pipes, Bulldog.
Nice.
And luckily she was, because it was a little warm in there until they got the AC going.
Yeah. Sun's out, guns out.
Yes.
I like it.
Yep.
230-pound deadlift now.
Oh my God.
Got 20 more pounds to go to 250, and then maybe I'll stop.
I can't wait till the shit goes down in Cedarburg because I'm going to hide behind you. I'm gonna be like, Patty, go take care of that. I gotta hide in the library. I'm locking the doors.
What's going on? What am I missing?
Oh yeah, whatever.
No, it was a great event, and then of course, like I say, I saw Margot, and oh my God, she's gorgeous. She is stunning. She looks like a model. She's got a beautiful blonde hair, and well, whatever. I should have been so beautiful when I was so young. But anyway, why is it? She's beautiful and nice, It's like it's like, gosh, can't you have something wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm completely threatened by people like that.
She threatens me all the time.
That's true. I've heard it. I've been there for
it. Leave me alone.
We discussed that briefly.
It came up while he was on stage. Hopefully.
Are you happy? She goes, well, I'm living with my dad, and I said, we all have our.
Oh my.
But yeah.
And then who else? Oh, I sat at the table with Cindy Pettit and her husband,
Ryan and Gail. Oh, she's a legend in her own right.
And
she's a bicycle lady.
Yeah, and Carol Alexander and Colleen Stanton and Colleen Casper. Jeez. And Colleen bought Mr. Bob's truck ride for $1 bajillion.
Yes. Yes, she and John R. Curie are going back and forth on it. That was pretty. That was great.
She was very excited about getting it. So
$200, I think.
Was
the final of that. That's great. This is great. Great fun. And AJ made a good point. He wasn't a speaker to the event, but he said, I think Mr. Bob's gets overshadowed a little because the people they're helping are not in Ozaukee County. Like Mel's has a great slogan, and they should have it, which is, whatever is raised here stays here. But that's not so. When you don't see it up close and personal, like who you're giving to, it makes it that's a difference. But I think Mr. Bob does a great job, as well as so many other at that Ozaukee Nonprofit Center. That's where Advocates is, isn't it, Patty?
Yes, it is. Yes,
yeah, we got to get them on again. We haven't had them on for a while.
Yeah.
Barb.
I was talking to Bob for a little bit, and I said, God, Bob, I remember when you started this, and holy cow, within a very short period of time, he has taken it from 6 backpacks to a trailer with showers. I mean, my God, that is pretty damn awesome. And it's been that long. So
right. And to have a team of people like we were talking before you got on, Patty, that, they did an outreach in the morning, and then they had that at night. I mean, talk about a full day of doing good.
Right.
Like, holy mackerel, that is something.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great people. It's good to, you go to an event like that and you think, the politics, the wars, all this stuff, and then you go to that and you go, we just don't hear enough about those good people.
There is good in the world and good people in the world, and you're right. We just don't hear enough about it.
Yep.
And then we get bogged down with all the bullshit. So
there you go. Well said.
There we go.
I can see it on a T-shirt now. Bogged down with bullshit.
That's our job here on the Jack Henke Show. To bog you down with some bullshit.
So you can go to hell.
Fire that bullshit cannon. There we go.
Did I ever tell you that my dad used to have a Civil War cannon in our front yard?
In your front yard?
Yeah. Where we lived there, the stone house there on where Bridge and Columbia meet.
Of course, yeah.
Yep.
And there's that red building next door.
Yeah.
Well, he had a Civil War cannon that he built like a whole big thing for to sit in front of that red building for as long as I can remember. I don't know what happened to it, but it was so funny. But every spring he would look to see if there was anything in the cannon, and then he'd shoot it off. He'd put
no way. Actually, my next question was going to be, did he ever fire it off? And he did.
He'd stuff it with rags and then shoot it off, and the rags would
I'm surprised your dad didn't go to County Cooler for that. I have to spend a night in the Hooskow.
He was the enforcer.
He'd go down to the road and look to see if any cars are coming.
Hey, Paul, we got some rags that just shot through our passenger side. Come on.
He'd run back up and light it. And then he'd go off.
It must have been loud as hell.
One day he miscalculated.
No, sounds so scientific. How could you?
Oh, good heavens!
Scared the living crap out of a driver. That was
what in the world? Oh my God!
I thought you were going to say he hit Mal Hepburn at Ozaki Banquet, which would have been good.
Excuse me, I have to have these rags surgically removed from my face. Good Lord!
10 degrees left. Aim a little higher, Pa. Ain't never going to make it over there.
Yeah.
Fire! Oh my gosh! It'd be funny if he found like a dead squirrel from the winter. He could have shot that off.
See, that's what because the birds would usually make nests in there, and that's what he
launch a bunch of robins across with Cedarburg.
Nice.
We're flying and we don't even have to flap.
Wow. That's funny. He'd go look and then he'd run back and light it. That's hilarious.
That's wild. At least
did he light it with a cigar? Did he have a cigar going and go? Yeah.
He was probably wearing his red, white, and blue tennis.
Nice. Like George C. Scott or something. He's like, all right, we're gonna launch at 6 p.m. sharp.
The man who was just pulling up to the stop sign there. My dad had a heart attack.
Oh my God. Dorothy, get the rags.
What would you do? Oh man.
Well, now that should explain some of my attributes, I would say.
Did you sell that cannon at one of your big rummage sales, or how'd that go?
No, I think my dad sold it.
Okay.
Another time he came home from an auction with a horse and a saddle.
Is that legal to just bring a horse home to Cedarburg? I don't even know if you can do that.
Back in the day when it was still considered town property.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, you could. Because I had always wanted a horse, and so we had this auction, and this horse and the saddle were going for really cheap. So he thought, I'll get Patty a horse.
You're going to the glue factory. Quick, bring her home for Patty.
I'm sure Dorothy loved that.
Oh yeah. So she brought it home, and I was out there petting it and getting to know it. All of a sudden, the horse spun around, kicked me, because I saw it spinning around. So I turned to run. The horse nailed me right on my ass.
Oh no!
I had a horseshoe on my butt, a horseshoe bruise on my butt for the longest time. So I said, I don't want a horse anymore.
And then the following year he shot the horse from the cannon, so it was fine.
Pieces. It's like a stencil for Mr. Wonderful now.
Oh my
You gotta feel my lucky horseshoe. I think Bulldog was on delay there.
No, a visual cropped up.
Like a dots game or something.
Yeah.
Oh my. Hey, everybody, I gotta go get Dr. Ben's clip ready for 8:00. So you two chat amongst yourselves. I'll be back right before the end of the show. I'm sure Patty's
All right.
brought something of jewelry nature, so why don't you do your thing?
All right. What do you got, PH? We always hijack what you're going to talk about, and then
That's all right.
No, you are.
I have my notes.
Okay, good. Ooh, very prepared. Nice.
5 even. Yeah.
Wow.
But I already talked. Oh, did you know that there's a stadium side asteroid headed for Earth tonight?
No.
Yeah.
You know, I decided I better come back for this.
What a geek! He's a sci-fi nerd if there ever was
geek.
one.
I want to survive.
What's going on, my nerd?
2002 N something or other.
Asteroid.
This just in.
Asteroid is as big as a stadium, and it's coming extremely close to Earth. But they said, "Don't worry, it won't hit us." And I'm thinking to myself, do they know me? do they understand how when somebody says to me, "Oh, don't worry, that won't happen"? It happens.
Patty, I should make you one of my people. You'd be a great Jew.
What?
I have some pamphlets for you. I'll get them to you tomorrow. All right. Carry on, everybody.
Bulldog, I sent you a... you can't.
What's
Anyway.
that?
I said I sent you a visual if you get a chance.
Okay.
You bring it back with you.
Okay.
All right. So, PH.
Yeah.
You did. That's not you. You didn't want to talk about the asteroid tonight.
No, but I just read that.
I thought you,
all sorts of things before I came.
I thought. Now, is there some asteroid-related jewelry we're going to talk about tonight, or
Well, no, but there is asteroid-related jewelry.
is there?
Yeah, there's a lot of jewelry that's made from like asteroids or what do you call them, meteors and stuff like that. There's a matter of fact, there's a company called Starborn, and they make jewelry out of what falls from space.
Really?
Yeah.
That's much to me. That's much preferable to hair.
Yes, I'll say so.
Oh,
I would agree.
yeah.
Yeah. I have
Right.
a few pieces. I used to buy a lot of stuff from them because it was just so cool.
Yeah.
But I think I was the only one who thought it was cool because nobody bought it. So
You mean there's hair?
He's back. Would you stop?
There's
Would you
hair.
stop?
Hair falling from space.
I don't have any jewelry, but I got this.
Oh yeah. That's cool. That's very cool. That's kind of like a piece of meteor or something.
Yeah, you gave that to me.
I did.
Yeah.
Which one?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Oh, I remember now. Okay, it's all coming back.
It's like good luck something or another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot. Would you have your crystal ball still?
I do.
Oh, good.
It's here somewhere.
You gotta get it out.
Anyway, yeah, I love that thing. Is so smooth. I love. Never mind.
You just take it easy over there, mister.
Look at her.
Put that away. Put that crystal.
I got some crystal balls for you.
Yeah.
Uh, Patty, I wish it was just possible to make you at least smile. You're just always so straight faced and straight laced. It's just
You guys make me laugh. That's and
laughing is good.
Yeah, I needed laughter.
Yes.
So, but okay. So here we go. Big article in the jewelry news today.
Okay.
Chalcedony is making a big comeback in jewelry.
What is Patty?
I was going to say, what is chalcedony, you ask?
Yeah.
It is a very green form of crypto and microcrystalline quartz. Like agate is part of quartz. Amethyst is in the quartz family.
Mhm.
Chalcedony is also in the quartz family. But amethyst and citrine that are in the quartz family, they form in very large crystals. Like if you've seen a geode, like the geode in my office, with the big quartz. Okay, that's what regular quartz crystals forms like. Crystalline quartz is little itty bitty, teeny weeny, tiny little pieces of quartz that are fused together by the surroundings, by nature during the time that it's forming, and it forms cryptocrystalline quartz, and that's how you get agate and chrysoprase and stuff like that. And it's really, if you like green, it's a gorgeous stone, especially if it's a good one. Because a lot of times you see chrysoprase with green and mottled with like white patches and stuff. And that's not as pretty as if it's all green and then like that apple green. And then it's really, really nice. And then it can be costly, yeah.
What what's the thing to do with those? Do you do like pendants or rings, or what do you do?
All of the above. Yeah. And it just, for some reason, and I don't know why, but I was reading an article before I came on about how some jeweler in New York used it in one of his designs, and people were like, "Oh my God, what is that?" And when he told them, they were like, "Oh, we forgot all about that." And now everybody's into it. So
sure. So have you seen anything like that come your way at all? I mean,
I have a chrysoprase ring, but it's not. It's modeled with white patches. It would have been a lot nicer if it were just wet green. And then I have another one. It's set in sterling silver, but I need to test that one to make sure it's not glass because it's really pretty. So if it is chrysoprase, then it's really gorgeous. So if it's a piece of glass, it's just a piece of glass. So
you said glass, right? The piece of glass.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Gel.
Gotcha.
So, all right.
Another hit off the flask. Cheers.
Grape juice, yes. So, the other thing, real big all of a sudden, and I know people hate doing this, and they shouldn't. Mixing metals, gold and sterling silver. People are like, "Oh no, I'm only going to wear sterling silver, or I'm only going to wear gold." And no, mixing it now is big. And some of the rules, if you're going to mix it, the best way to do it is don't just go, "Okay, on my right hand, I'm going to wear all gold, yellow gold, and on the left hand, I'm going to wear sterling silver." No, you have to integrate it.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I was going to ask you because it reminds me of, I've been reading a lot of men's fashion stuff, and I mean, you hear it every year, but I've never heard it so much as layering. Clothes, layers and layers and layers, and so it's almost like you're layering jewelry with the gold and silver as an example, right? Same kind of deal.
Yes. Yeah. And, you can start out with one really, what do they call an anchor piece? Maybe it's a really big ring or something, a really stunning ring or something. And it's all in yellow gold. Well, then and you put it on this finger, maybe on this finger now you do something that's a combination of yellow and gold. So, yeah.
Patty, is there a rule in jewelry like there used to be? I think that's going away too in fashion, where you can't wear white after Labor Day. That's not even true anymore, right? That's been debunked. But is there a jewelry rule that's kind of like that? Is there any seasonality that you'd be like, "Oh, you can't wear that, it's after Labor Day," or "You can't wear that until the winter," or something? Anything like that?
Not because of style or fashion, but like for example, opals, because they're mostly made of water. To wear them when it's extremely cold or store them in a very cold place, it's not good because it could crack them or change the color composition of it as well. The same thing with cameos. They can be very sensitive to cold as well. And
we've talked, Patty, about pearls before. Yes. I think you said, if I'm not mistaken, that there used to be a seasonality for pearls, but you can wear them any time of year, right?
Right. Yeah. And another one is it opals? Opals,
cameos. Anything really cold? You were talking about like cracking or something.
Oh, I know. Had nothing to do with weather. Another one that you need to just be careful of is kunzite. because Kudenzeit is a ring. It's beautiful. It's a pink color. It's absolutely drop dead gorgeous. But if you wear it like an everyday ring and expose it to the sun, it will fade over time.
That's what you say when someone sneezes. Kudenzeit.
Exactly. so you don't want it to lose the color. So you maybe wear it in the evening hours only.
Look. Speaking of exotic critters, there's one, and there's the cat too.
Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Now that people would come to see at the CNA Club instead of a
Goldfinger.
Sure.
Oh boy.
Right? Jewelry there, right, Patty? Goldfinger?
Absolutely.
Oh boy.
And gold fingernails too.
Oh. Well, maybe we could work something out. Yes. When I heard pearls, this girl came hopping up onto my lap, so she needs pearls.
Well, every animal does.
Cat jewelry. Have you ever dabbled in that in your business at all?
There is a market for pet jewelry, and I do know people who do sell it. I have not done so, but if somebody wanted something, I certainly could get it for them. Not a problem.
What do you think, baby?
I think that'd be a good one, Patty. I mean, people will spend anything on their pets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That girl demands it. She's let me know more than once that I'm not spending nearly enough on her.
I was thinking too. I've got some of my mom and dad's ashes. that I mix up with some resin.
Okay.
And my dad's birthstone is ruby, and my mom's birthstone is opal. So I thought I'd crush the opal and crush the ruby, add it with the ashes and the resin, and put it in a locket.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
Well, that's nice. I mean,
Nice.
yeah, I can see that being okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
very
and
nice.
you do it for your pet too.
It means something to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
big time.
she keeps acting up tonight. That may happen sooner than later. Let me tell you.
Stuff her in a cannon. Light the fuse. Run out to the street and light the fuse. Make sure nobody's out in downtown Saukville.
Oh, it's Saukville. They'll just be like, oh, there goes another one.
Jeez, can't even get through the Burger King drive-through these days without getting shot at.
It's like the old days over there by the bank with the Gallun-Hansen. Oh my.
Oh.
Well, Patty, it was good seeing you.
You too. I haven't seen you in a long time, Jeff.
It's nice to be back at my post.
Yes.
Yes, post toasties.
I have to cut my bangs. They're driving me crazy.
Well, they're driving everybody crazy. I'm
Yes.
tired of hearing downtown. Like, have you seen Patty? I mean, those bangs are just like bang.
I'm trying to see what I look like if I grow my hair out, and I'm getting impatient.
Yeah, you should go for the Cher look. Hey, you did that well. That was awesome.
She bangs. She bangs.
I got you, babe.
Yeah. Sexy.
Well, cool. Well, you have a fantastic night. Say hello to Mr. Wonderful for us.
I will do so. Have a
Patty,
great night.
there's a Dr. Ben segment coming up who's always fabulous. So
Yeah.
he's coming on next.
By the way, I have some of those seeds for you.
Oh, we shouldn't do this on the air, guys.
The cumin.
Oh,
No.
the black cumin.
They're all yours. You may have them. A gift from me to you. I don't want them.
She wants them out of her house.
Out of your
her
house.
life.
I don't care. Out. Out. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye. What does Willy Wonka say at the end when he goes nuts? Goodbye.
Oh, yes. Good day, sir.
Yeah. I said good day.
All right, Patty.
Thanks, Patty.
See you
Talk
guys.
to you soon.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's Patty Gallun-Hansen. It's nice to see her again.
Have you ever? I mean, I don't think she's ever been on when you haven't had at least one gut bomb. Left.
Oh, my gosh. No, she is the gift that keeps giving.
She do.
Bangs and all. You hear what I said, Mr. Wonderful? All
You
right.
better hope you didn't.
I hope not. Yeah, I don't want any trouble.
He'd be coming over there with his new tractor.
No, he could take me.
You can take out the front of your.
Oh my gosh! I
residence.
no way. Don't mess with the dentist. He'll
Right.
So we got Dr. Ben coming up. You know, the earliest one I could find, you mentioned, there's one from September 5th. Is that the most recent one?
Yeah, that's what I said. The 5th.
Oh, okay. Real good. That's the one I got.
Yeah.
I was drinking by the time I read your email, so there's not much I can do.
Have another one.
I'm a gonna.
Yeah, Dr. Ben was on fire on this one because we hadn't seen him in a couple weeks. So he had a lot of energy.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
Great job.
Well, I'm out of energy, and it's 8 o'clock, and I'm punching the clock. So anyway, that's going to be the live segment of the show. We're moving on to the tape segment, and you're doing another Dr. Ben segment soon. Yeah. Yep. All right. Mm-hmm. You can watch that live on CPL Radio, or you can actually watch it here when we replay it, like we're doing in a moment.
On CPL, you can watch it live on Facebook and on YouTube, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like
That's kind of the main.
This you could do, right?
If you found this, you'll find that.
Yes.
How's that?
Good. And don't forget, AJ tomorrow night, 5 o'clock. And don't you forget, we need a Mafia link. So
I'm afraid to forget a Mafia link.
You better be.
All right, there we go.
Get the boss on you.
No.
All right.
No. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for stopping by. And Dr. Ben and Jack are going to take it from here. And we'll see you next week at the same time.
Excellent.
Bye, y'all. Hope this works.
We are live. And Ben looks like Nature Boy, Ben Quist. It's like a all-star wrestling name that we're going to have to give you.
Yes.
Nature Boy.
Nature Boy, Ben Quist. There you go.
How are you, Ben?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. What have you been up to? We haven't talked in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's been a teeny bit. Yeah, not much. Just a holiday weekend. Hopefully you had a nice one as well. Hanging out, doing stuff.
We had
enjoying
great
the weather.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been really nice. A lot of outside stuff. So been really liking that.
Excellent. I don't know what you have on tap for today, but I have to start with asking about Muscles for Mel's and how the event went. How was that?
It was beyond our expectation. I just got to say how grateful and thankful I am to all the community members and to also the Foreman Fitness members that and my staff that put on the event, that donated to Mel's. We were hoping to raise more than $1,000. We raised over $7,000 for the charity in this one day kind of exercise event that we did. So it was way beyond our expectations. And really the highlight of the entire thing was the Special Olympics component at the end where they did their powerlifting. It was just so much fun to watch. And then the athletes didn't want to stop doing it. So they kept going and doing more lifts. The crowd was cheering them on, and it was really neat. And it's wonderful to think that money is going to be spent here in Ozaukee County for a really great charity. So
yeah, you're right on all those counts. I've known Mel for a long time, and he has one thing he has said repeatedly over the years is, if you ever think you're having a bad day, talk to one of the Special Olympic athletes. We preach or we hear it a lot, stay present, be in the moment. Don't miss what's going on in the world. Someone like that lives that every day, and you can learn from just watching them. There's like, and if they lose, like Mel said, they'll have a basketball game and they lose, and the coach is like, oh, I'm really sorry. They what are we doing next? It's just onward.
Yeah. No, it was really neat. It was neat to see the coaches that were, the powerlifting coaches working with the athletes too. It was neat to see their connection with the athletes, and it was a wonderful day. So
good. That's a great weekend right there, and a great event. I hope it happens again in the future. Hopefully it'll become an annual thing.
Yeah, we're probably going to make it annual. Apparently there's going to be a Mel's food truck that is in the works. So I'm like, next year, let's get that food truck over here. Let's get some beer. Let's have to make the party last a little bit longer.
What did what did I hear you say? What, food truck and beer? I'm losing my mind. Who is this? Has got to be a Ben Quist imposter. There's no way.
Jack, you have to have a little fun in life. You can't be so strict. You're always being so strict. And, you need to loosen up a little bit every so often. Eat something that you want to eat that's not on the healthy food approved list, and have a little beer every once in a while. So,
excellent. Good for you, Ben. What did you want to talk about today? I kind of hijacked the story.
Well, I got two things. First and foremost, we have a really cool cross promotion that's happening with some other local businesses in Foreman Fitness that is kind of brewing and happening over the course of the next 4 weeks that I think people should be aware of. So there's two other local businesses that I really like. One of them is Sansara Medicine, which is a concierge doctor. So she's an MD, and her name is Rachura Varshni, and she just is a wonderful lifestyle medicine doctor in Mequon. So we're doing a cross promotion with her, and they're also doing a cross promotion with Phase, which is kind of that really cool women's boutique clothing store. I'm sure you've been in there a lot, Jack. So we're doing this cross promotion between our three businesses, really revolving around the concept of self-care, which I feel that my business really has a very strong direct impact into one of the most powerful components of self-care, which, in my opinion, it's exercise. So taking care of yourself and taking time for yourself and exercising is a huge one. But certainly Dr. Varshni's business, lifestyle medicine and nutrition and all the things that she does, and then Faye with her business about when you take care of yourself, having the right clothing to kind of amplify your self-esteem and all that stuff. So we are doing this cross promotion where Faye is giving away a $500 gift certificate for her store and a private, I guess they call it like a shopping concierge, like someone that kind of helps you pick out your outfit, for 3 lucky local participants that enter for the giveaway. We are giving away 5 weeks of personal training and dietary assistance for whoever wins this. So the 3 people also get that. And then the 3 people also get a free consult with Dr. Varshni, where she's going to be looking into ways to maximize your health from her medical viewpoint. So it is the largest prize package we've ever given away. I mean, that's a prize package well over $1,000 for each participant. And it's being given away totally for free. But the only caveat is if you want to apply and be a part of this or be in consideration to be one of the giveaway winners, which are going to be announced in October, you have to let us film your journey. So there'll be some picture taking, some filming, there'll be some publicity that way. But I've always thought it's just so neat when people go on these journeys of starting to take care of themselves a little bit better. Their stories can really motivate other people to take that same journey. And really, that's what my business is all about, is helping people start to take that journey of taking care of themselves, extending their health span, extending their lifespan, and all those good things that come from self-care.
Absolutely. When you feel good in your own skin, you start to feel good about the clothes you wear as well. I mean, that goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it was interesting. Faye had a quote. She runs a really great business there.
She's been doing that for, she's
33 years.
Holy shoot.
Yeah. Yes. And it was so funny. We did a promotional video that, some of your listeners may see on Facebook or whatever, but Faye is in there and she said something in the promotional video I thought was so cool. She said, clothing is the armor that you put on every day to face life. And it was an interesting statement about, if you feel good in your body and you feel good in your clothes, you're gonna make a much stronger impact or feel better about what's happening in your day. And
absolutely.
I certainly feel like that. When I leave the house in pajamas, I'm always kind of a little bit embarrassed, but
right. Yeah. Well, that's so cool. Yeah. She's been in Mequon for a long time, and I've always heard good things. So with Phase being the store, is it for women only? I mean, what's it kind of is, I guess.
I think so. Yeah. I was looking through there a little bit. I bought my wife something very nice for Christmas last year, but it appears to be mostly, and also the participants that are going to win this contest, it is geared towards women.
That's what I mean. Okay.
So this is really something looking towards, and I do think the moms out there and the women out there, that to have some time to spend on, this journey of self-care is just a wonderful thing. So,
well, and I think it's one of those things, Ben, you have to make time for it.
Yes.
We've talked about it in the past. You're busy someday, something goes wrong at work, doing this, and you're like, oh shoot, I got to cancel my workout now. That is the worst thing you can do, because once you cancel, then you feel bad about canceling it, and then you're upset you didn't get to work out. On the other hand, if you take the time to take time for yourself, the rest you'll be so much more effective post workout than that. So that's for real. That's
100% is for real. And it's interesting too, the field of personal training, which I've been involved in for several decades now, when I talk to clients who've been with us for 10, 20 years, I'm like, why do you keep coming back here? Like, you know what you're doing now. Like, you know as much about exercise as I do. It's interesting. The training appointment forces the person to take that time for themselves. Like, lots of times, like, they'll come and go, there'd be no way I'd be exercising today if you weren't waiting here for me, and it's just interesting to hear that, where it's like, and that's where like a gym or a personal trainer can really kind of like factor into kind of making it easier to not skip the workout. You know what I mean? So, but I couldn't agree with you more that when you're stressed and you're most likely to skip a workout, it's probably the most important time to actually get the workout in, because you're gonna deal with that stress so much better. So.
And I know we both have talked about Arnold before in his newsletters. There was one this week where he said research shows that exercise can lift you out of mild depression.
Yep.
People don't have the symptoms after they are on an exercise regimen.
Yeah. Yep. No, I mean, it's totally true. I mean, and it's amazing. Even like in my children, like, my 3 kids who are all, 14 years of age or younger, they do a lot of screen time, which is embarrassing to say, but it's funny when we get them out there, we get them moving, get them exercising, how much their attitudes improve and how much their mood improves. And, everybody from kids all the way up to adults, all the way up to people in their old age, we need to move every single day. We are hardwired that way. We have to. And if we don't, bad things happen to the body. And the least, I shouldn't say the least of which, but one of the main ones is that your mood and anxiety, all that kind of stuff is going to be made worse by being sedentary.
Okay. Tell us about Dr. Varshney. How did you know her? Is it her? I mean,
yes.
Not her.
Yep. So Dr. Varshney actually spoke in our winter speaker series, which we're going to have again here at Form of Fitness Health Club. So she was just opening her practice last year when she came and spoke to a packed house here. I think she had about 60 or 70 people that came for that, where she was talking about the different lifestyle principles that you need to address to basically increase the health span of your life. So when we look at our lives, we have our lifespan, right? That's how long we're gonna live, from cradle to grave. But then we also have our health span, which is how long within that period of time of our lifespan are we going to be healthy? And it's really kind of like a depressing stat that most people, their health span might only last into their 50s, where they start to really have some serious major health issues. And then there's another span, your play span, which means how much of your life can you actually enjoy, meaning that you can do the fun things like play pickleball or take a bike ride or go for a hike, all these things that are a little bit more playful. And the play span typically is even shorter than the health span. Many people start to see that really start to decrease in their 30s. So Dr. Varshney's practice really works on how do we take all the spans and make all 3 of them end at the same point. So we want to take that health span and increase that way over so that it matches up with the lifespan and also the play span, so that you're 80 years old and you're still playing doubles tennis, there was an individual who I always watch with great interest. It's actually another physician, Dr. Stula, who works out at our Mequon studio. He was the first client we ever had at the studio well over 20 years ago. And he's now in his 90s. And I was watching him work out on Friday, working out, making jokes, like talking to his trainer. Then he goes and gets in his car. He drives home. That's very rare for a man who's 93 years old to be doing all that stuff. So I'm like, I want to be like him. So Ritura's practice kind of focuses on how do we make sure that we can not just address the medical issues, but also the lifestyle issues that affect our health. So it's a really cool thing. And so concierge medicine means that you have access to this doctor 24/7. She knows all about your health history, this and that, and she facilitates making sure you get the best medical care. So it's a really neat concept that a lot of people are taking advantage of now.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Great. That was one. Now you said you had another thing. You said you had 2.
Well, the thing I was going to talk about until you made me talk about all this other stuff was
you have such a terrible time talking about the things I ask you about. It's like I ask a 2-word question and you're like 20 minutes later, you're like, oh, did I answer that?
You keep forgetting about that. Arnold's had some really good stuff on his email newsletter. If anybody hasn't subscribed to that, I think it's called The Pump or something.
Yep.
he has some really good, I'm sure he's not finding this research, but like whoever's curating for him is doing a nice job.
Yes.
Very, very interesting topics that are being brought up on that.
And well written and bite size,
Yeah.
not like overwhelmingly. Yeah, definitely. I agree. Wholeheartedly.
I do too, and I also don't feel like they're trying to make any kind of point on that newsletter. Like they'll do one thing where they'll talk about protein being so good for you, but then they'll do another thing talking about the anti-argument against protein, where they're showing both sides of the story, which many of these different issues have. So, but anyways, the thing I was going to talk about was the 3 core exercises you should never do. So it's a video that we did on our YouTube channel that is going to be popping up next week on the Form and Fitness YouTube channel. So it's the 3 core exercises that Jeremiah Kruger, our fitness director, and myself have seen over the decades that have really hurt people badly. So these would be exercises that have a high level of risk. They may still have a high level of benefit, but they have high level of risk. And the thing that we always strive to make sure is that when we are picking exercises for our customers or giving them advice, is we pick exercises of high benefit with low risk. That makes sense, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's funny though. Anytime we post any of these videos, there's gonna be a couple people where we post that their favorite exercise is very risky, and then they go ballistic. Like, oh my God, I can't believe you said I've been doing this for years. Like, some people are very resilient, and the way they're built, they can handle these things and do just fine. It's just the odds are most people, or a greater percentage of people, get injured doing these types of movement patterns.
Or they have been trained to do them correctly, so that they do them with the least amount of risk, even though they're risky. Probably.
Yeah.
Right? You still wouldn't train them. All right.
I would never do these ones.
I see the face. I can tell.
Oh God! Even like in my 20s, I wouldn't do this stuff.
Okay.
It's just not good. And the first one is any type of a long lever arm exercise that comes back towards your spine. And I'll give you an example of one that I've seen through the years. It is a partner exercise where one person lays on their back, someone stands at their head, and then the person raises their legs up kind of like straight in an L shape. And the person that's standing whips their legs down, and then they bring them back up into an L shape. Then they whip them down a different direction. They bring them back up into L shape. Have you ever seen that, Jack?
Yes.
So it's like a leg lift, but the person above you is kind of throwing your legs down all different positions. And I've seen some pretty horrific injuries come from that particular exercise, even in young people. And really, it's because it's a long lever arm, meaning the legs. There is that very sudden application of force to the spine, and you are also combining spinal movements. So the spine does rotation, side bending, flexion, extension. Many times that movement, you're combining all 3 of those together in one. And every time you combine all those movements together, there's a much higher risk of injury.
Yeah, it sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Have you ever done that one?
I have.
Yes, I knew you did that.
But
I saw you doing it last week.
Yeah. Is it bad, Ben, even if you go straight down? Or
straight down would be better. Like if I would never do that. I have never done that for a client in my 30-year history of being a personal trainer.
Really?
But if you were going to do that, the safest way to do that would be to stay straight plane. Just go straight down, straight back up. So you're not adding in, if you go on a diagonal, you're adding in side bending, rotation, and flexion extension, which is like the holy grail of back injury, at a high extreme force, at a high lever arm, back to your spine, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. I've seen it. I've done it. I ain't going to do it no more.
Don't do it anymore. Just don't do it. There's just safer ways to do it,
Right.
You can do it, how about a reverse crunch? If you really want to do that, do a reverse crunch. A little safer, shorter lever arm, right? Typically.
Yep.
You're not whipping your legs around like a crazy person.
Right.
The second one, I'll go through this real quickly. So are you familiar with the back extension machine that you're out in a straight plane, then you bend down and you extend up through your upper body? Mm-hmm. So sometimes some people, you're face down. Mm-hmm. Some people will go face up, and then they will actually extend their body down into extension at their back and then reverse up into a crunch. So they're kind of hyper extending their back before they go into like a sit-up on that particular apparatus. That's another one that I actually still see that somewhat frequently in the gym. It's usually people that are in extremely good physical condition,
right? Because
you can't do that if you're not.
Right.
But my argument would be that there are so many other exercises that you could do that are just as good for increasing the strength of your core that don't have that inherent risk in them. So like the fact that you're hyperextending or going into extension first and then pulling back into flexion adds that extra element of risk. In addition to the fact of it being a very long lever arm back to the spine with your entire torso, so I'm not a fan of that exercise.
I've seen people do that.
Yep.
On the machine. I've never done it. I've never had any inclination to try it because it just looks painful to me.
Yeah.
And you're right. The people who do it are in great shape. You can
They're
tell.
typically in phenomenal shape. Yeah.
Yes.
And, it's funny, like, we have a couple trainers that are in phenomenal physical condition. Like Mike Kotola, he does CrossFit. You've probably seen him in here. He's in fantastic shape, but just because you're in great shape doesn't mean you're not going to hurt yourself doing some of these more dangerous movement patterns. And almost every one of these people I know of who do like high level CrossFit, or, even though they're only like 27, most of them have had multiple injuries already. And those injuries that you start to accumulate in your 20s and 30s, they typically crop back up in your 50s and 60s and rear their ugly heads, and they're much, much, much worse at that point. So in my mind, like, don't injure yourself to begin with, and just try not to injure yourself all the way through your very, very long career with exercise.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that one just, yeah, I see there's nothing you could say to make me want to do that.
That's a bad one. So some of these you wouldn't even do, but the final one, which you may have done in the past, is a dumbbell side bend exercise. So this one, you're in standing position. You have two dumbbells that you have. Well, sorry. If you use two dumbbells with this exercise, please never do that again. Because if you use two dumbbells and you side bend back and forth with two dumbbells, you actually don't even like stimulate the muscles you're trying to stimulate, which is the muscles on the side of the core. So to do it properly, this exercise is done with one heavy dumbbell. You lean down towards the dumbbell and you pull yourself back up to a straight position. Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge fan of that one because, as I've said before, the core, those muscles are really there for stability, and rotation and side bending are usually where the core is more likely to get hurt. So I just don't like that exercise. I've seen some people get injured with it. I don't think it's super effective. And there's much better ways. The muscles of side bending typically are at the lumbar spine are muscles of stability. So things like a farmer walk with one dumbbell on one side, where you're just staying nice and stable and spine neutral, is a much safer, much more effective exercise for that area. That really relates more to what you do in real life. There's not too many times in real life where you're taking something super heavy, you're side bending your body and you're pulling it all the way back up.
Right. Yeah. No, the farmer carry, I'm a huge fan of. It's hard, but
it's hard. Yep.
It makes so much sense. It has so many real life applications. You're doing it, you don't even realize when you're doing it, and then all of a sudden you go, "Oh God, this is the farmer carry." Yep. And it's easier said than done too. You have to do it right like your exercise. You need somebody to show you how to do it right. But yeah, I can see that, and I've done it. When you said it, Ben, I with the one dumbbell in one arm, or what do you call those, kettlebell?
Yep.
And this move, when you're doing that, is that the same thing?
Yep, same thing. Yeah. I'm just not a huge fan of it. I out of the three exercises I just mentioned, that's the least dangerous, but I still don't like it. I just think you're better served doing a straight walking pattern, or stabilizing, or doing a side bridge, like all the things that those muscles really do, versus doing some kind of funky, super heavy weighted side bending thing with your spine. So when you do that at a really high load, it is slightly more dangerous. And I think the risk to benefit ratio just, in my mind, doesn't work out. I've never done that with a client.
All right. You brought up side bridge, and last time we talked, we were talking,
the core exercises you should do, I think, was last time, right?
And do you say 2 minutes? Was that?
Yeah, 2 minutes. Like, if you can do a side for bridge for 2 minutes, you really don't need to get it any stronger. Like, you're pretty darn strong for the average human being.
Right.
If you're like an Olympian gymnast, you're going to be able to obviously do that more and longer. But, for us normal human beings, like 2 minutes is a pretty decent time to shoot for.
There's one, Ben, that I just one core exercise I absolutely hate, because it makes me hurt thinking about it, and it's done all the time, and I do it, but I try to really watch it, and that is just the Russian twist with.
Oh, it's so funny you brought that one up. Yeah, that was the other one that we were going to talk about. We didn't put that in there because so many people do it. The Russian twist is a slightly more dangerous movement pattern because you are flexed at the spine, right? You're typically not in spine neutral when you're doing it. You're a little bit flexed, right?
Right.
And so you're adding flexion at your lumbar spine, but then you are also rotating through your spine as well when you're doing that. And then if you take a long lever arm, meaning you're taking your arms out straight, which most people don't do. Most people keep their weight in tighter because once you add that longer lever arm, that you can almost feel your back seizing up, you know? Right. So that'd be an example of a long lever arm at the upper body versus the legs, which I would never do. I don't do any, well, I shouldn't say that. I will every once in a while do Russian twists, but I'll have it in tight to the body, keeping the lever arm shorter. But risk to benefit ratio, I don't find that to be very good. And standing position cable chops in a nice straight, where you're starting in a spine neutral position, you're just rotating from that spine neutral position, I personally think are a more effective exercise with better benefit, that are there's less likelihood of tweaking your back with that. So it's funny you brought that one up. That was in contention. Jeremiah was talking about that.
That's the one, and I wasn't as familiar with the other ones as you, but yeah, that's always one. And it's funny whenever it would come up in core class, there was a guy in there, longtime gym member Russell Meyer. I call it a Russell twist because I hate it so much, and I like to give him the business about it. All right, cool. So Ben, you talked. This video's coming out. When is the video going to be out for people to watch it?
I'm hoping we release it on Monday. It's in video editing right now, so we'll get and edit that and get it ready to rock and roll.
So when it's out on Monday, how do people access it if they're not used to finding your videos? How would they find it?
So the best thing to do is just to be part of our email list, because we send many. If we think the video is of value, we'll send it out to our email list. Otherwise, you can just go to YouTube and type in the Form and Fitness channel. And then if you subscribe to the channel, and hit notifications, you'll get notifications of any new videos, or you can see all the different videos that we've done, which we now are well over 100 on there, all different topics from how to protect your back, how to eliminate low back pain, how to loosen up your hips. Like we have all kinds of different topics on there and some nutritional ones as well.
Definitely. I have somewhat I in my greatest hits rotation from you guys. The mobility stick video I go back to.
That's a great one. That's the do along mobility stick one is fantastic. That's some ones we've done on heart disease oriented topics, bringing in cardiologists and even talking about my own story with statin medications that do quite well on YouTube, get hundreds of thousands of views per month. But those are some good videos as well if you're interested in heart health.
Yep, very cool. All right, talking mobility tomorrow, big day. MJ starting her mobility class first time.
The first day, okay.
5:30 a.m. Yep, I'm signed up. I'm going to be in there. Baby.
Nice, good.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, text me and let me know how it goes. I'll be curious to see what the reaction. Whatever MJ does, I know it's going to be amazing. So
she's really something. Makes it fun, interesting. Want to come back? It's not always the same stuff. I sound like a Form and Fitness commercial. For God's sakes. She does the hell of a. You really have a really good team. They're all so different at what they do, but they really bring it. So it's a great gym for them.
No, thank you. Appreciate you saying that.
No, it's true. I wouldn't say it wasn't true. It's great. All right. I was going to ask you, I had all these great food questions, but you've been talking real.
Sorry.
Back to school lunches and all that kinds of stuff. So we'll cover that next time. But
got it.
This has been great. Just having you around. We got to talk football and food and football itself, all kinds of stuff. So
perfect.
All kinds of great stuff. But great to have you back, Ben. And thanks a lot as usual. You were right on. You made me think, which is not always. A lot of people don't think that's possible, Ben.
That's what I try to do. If I can make Jack Henke think, I'm very proud of myself. So
you are very cool. Form and Fitness, and it's Form and Fitness. Spell it out and.com if you're interested.
Else YouTube channel. That's a great way to get our content, or stop in the gym or our Mech One training location if you want more information. But we love working with the community. So
excellent. Good job on the muscles for Mel's one more time, and keep it going.
Thanks, Jack.
See you next time. Thank you.
See you next week. Bye.
Yep.